We're going to show you now how to go ahead and add a listing to your MLS here in San Antonio Board of Realtors, the SABOR MLS. So the easiest way to do it when you add a listing is you go up here to listings, add new listing. If you're already working on one, it'll give you an option of one you're working on. And if not, you hit continue. Now, if I wasn't working on any and it just went up like this, I would just go here, add new listing, and then again, continue. At the top, you just select a class, single residential. You click if it's a general listing, which it is. We don't do private listings unless that's something your client wants. And then it's easier to pick one of these different options. I like the tax data. So this is I'm just going to put in the address. You do one or the other. I can do the address, the county account number, or the owner's information, and then you have to pick the county. And this one's in Bear County. Now, this is an address that I helped sell in the past, so my clients don't mind if I use it as an example. And then you hit continue. And if you did it right and you put the address correctly, it'll show up here. You check the house that it is, the home, and you hit continue. And now you can see it's going to load up. It's going to have all the information filled in, or not all of it, but a lot of it. Now the list price, I'm just going to say it's $260,000. I don't really know what it would be. This is not the CMA class, it's just a listing. So that's 260. And then of course it's not, it says multiple accounts where it's taxed or has multiple accounts. Some homes are taxed by, if you're right on the edge, for example, I know a community that's on the edge of Bear County and Kendall County. Like some communities will have multiple counties that they tax, things like that. You just need to know that. This one is not, so we're good. So you can see I have it in here. I have all the information. Once it looks good and everything, all the red dots is all you really have to have. It's good to put more than that if you can. Top right, we're going to click Save Draft and Continue. And this gives you your start. And see now this is the information. You can never change this until you go back to here, Edit Basic Information. Now the good way to think about how to do it is there's these lists of all the things that have to be done on the left side. So here's the general. I go type, single family, and it's pretty simple. Just like that, I'm just going to go through the whole thing. This is an example of the old home that I had. It's in Redbird Ranch. So I'm going to go here, pull it in. That's the same, happens to be the same for both. We already had the legal description because we found it in the tax records. And then these are your driving directions or instructions for directions. If you have a past thing like this for a past home that was for sale, you can go ahead and grab that information from the past, which is really great to be able to do that. And the thing, you can always check the schools, construction. Again, as you go through and fill everything out that's red, that's all you have to do. Now, once I go through and I if I hit validate for publishing in the top right, it's going to see everything is red here on the right. That lets you know that there's things in here that aren't done. And if I leave exterior and go to general's red too. So all you do is work down the side, everything all the way down on the left. Once you go through and have it all done, you're going to hit validate for publishing. It's going to pop up and say it's ready to publish. Are you sure you want to publish? And then you're going to say, yes, I am. Another good thing to remember is when you go to remarks, see, this has not turned red. So officially, you don't have to add remarks, so please do. And again, at the top here are the agent remarks that nobody sees but the agent confidential remarks. And down here are the public remarks that everybody sees. So make sure you have remarks here that are only for agents, and this is for everybody. So remember that. The other thing you don't have to publish it, but are super important is your documents. So again, here you're going to click Add Documents, and I would go up here and choose a file. I'm just going to find maybe a random file that I had from before. Let me find my sellers. I'm just going to grab one, for example. And let's pretend that this was I don't know, just trying to grab something. Let's see if I can find one. Seller disclosure, for example. There it is. And then I can go down here under document type. I'm going to find disclosure, seller's disclosure. And then when I hit add, it's going to load up. And there it is, ready to go. And see, I also made sure that it can be viewed by everybody. So when you add a document, you have to, I'm going to edit it and show you. When you add a document, you have to make sure that all transaction people can see it. So don't go ahead and add something. When you do it, check this lock. If it's locked, only you are going to see it. You need to make sure everybody can see it. That's a big issue that a lot of agents are doing now. Make sure you don't lock the documents, especially when you're going to be doing important ones like the seller's disclosure. Never load a listing up if you don't have a seller's disclosure, copy of the survey if they have one, a T47, even if you don't have a copy of the survey. If there's a lead-based paint, put that in there. If the disclosure of relationship, put that in there. If you use an oak wilt form, put the oak wilt form. Any forms that you're using that apply to your house into this contract. If it's more of a farm and ranch, you may have mineral rights. If it's a septic, you'll have the septic form, the one in there for the septic. All those type of forms. If you need help, you need to reach out to your broker, or we do a one-on-one here at E&V Title in San Antonio, and I can sit down and go over that with you at no problem, no charge for that. The other thing here that some people get confused is the media. If I go to media, it's going to have to say, are we doing any unbranded video tours? This is where you'd put your video tours. This would be your video tour if you have like a Matterport tour. You put in your link. If you want to add another one, this would be an unbranded tour if you just went on your phone and did a tour. And then any properties virtually staged. You have to hit yes or no if they are. Another way to add photos is you go to the bottom, manage photos, choose file to upload. And I'm just going to go back real quick for this guy, grab them, and then right here are my pictures, and then images for web. And I'm just going to pick like 2 of them, for example, just to keep it simple. We'll just grab a couple, just so you can kind of see. And then once the photos are loaded, all you do is hit Save Changes. Now, if you don't like the way it looks, you can hit Edit. And once you edit, it lets you rotate it left or right. It lets you move it, scale it. Say I can move or scale. If I want to move in a little bit, I can scale it like this. I can move it around to draw a different thing. Any of these things that I want to do, I can change it. If I like that look better, I hit Save, and now my picture has changed a little bit. Like this one has a huge driveway, so I want the driveway. If I didn't want something, I can edit these pictures very lightly this way, just to make them look a little different. And then in the top left, Save Photos, and then it takes a second, it uploads your photos, and then you're good. So now I'd have my remarks, my photos, and my media, change all these things red, change them so they're not red, and then hit Validate for publishing. It loads up. I still have red. I can't validate it. Once it's validated and it says everything looks good, then at that point, remember, you're going to go through. You're going to say yes. It's going to assign an MLS number. You can go to showing time if you want yourself and load up the property and do it. I usually wait about an hour once I've published it. And then I call showing time and let them know, hey, I have a new property showing. It takes usually about maybe 20, 30 minutes to an hour to show to showing time. I usually wait an hour just to be safe. And then I call them. I have them check my property, pull it up. And then at that point, once they get the property and they pull it up, I can give my showing instructions. And it's easier that way. They'll go through the whole thing, make sure I do it right. I just let them do it because they do a better job. That's what they get paid for. And then I let them do it that way. And it's great. So now you have your listing. It's very simple to load them up. The biggest issue that some people have when they first start to get the address, if it's like Sonoma Vista, like a different, like in our subdivision, we have a Vista Street, but the mailing address is VIS for that. So if you put Vista instead of VIS, it doesn't be recognized by the county. So there's silly things like that that'll catch you. If there's a past MLS, like this one has a past, I could have also used this MLS number to load it up. And I could have done that. Whatever you're doing, things like that, you can use whatever you have. It's sometimes easier with the address or the client's names. I usually find the easiest is the owner's names to pull it up that way. But either way, we'll let you do it. If you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, please reach out. We'd love to have you here. And thank you very much.